The Battle of Neumarkt-Sankt Veit on 24 April 1809 saw a Franco-Bavarian force led by Marshal Jean-Baptiste Bessières face an Austrian Empire army, commanded by Johann von Hiller. Hiller's numerically superior force won a victory over the Allied troops, forcing Bessières to retreat to the west. Neumarkt-Sankt Veit is located 10 km north of Mühldorf and 33 km southeast of Landshut in Bavaria. On 10 April 1809, Archduke Charles, Duke of Teschen's surprise invasion of the Kingdom of Bavaria put the Grande Armée of Emperor Napoleon I of France at a disadvantage. On 19 April, Charles failed to take advantage of his opportunities and Napoleon struck back with savage force against the Austrian left wing under Hiller. After battles on 20 and 21 April, Hiller's troops were driven into a headlong retreat to the southeast. Having temporarily disposed of Hiller, Napoleon turned north with his main army against Archduke Charles. On 22 and 23 April, the Franco-Germans defeated Charles's army and forced it to withdraw to the north bank of the Danube. Meanwhile, Napoleon sent Bessières to pursue the Austrian left wing with minor forces. Not knowing that Charles had been defeated, Hiller turned back upon his pursuer, defeating Bessières near Neumarkt-Sankt Veit. Once he found that he was alone on the south bank facing Napoleon's main army, Hiller retreated rapidly to the east in the direction of Vienna. Background: on 10 April 1809, Archduke Charles invaded the Kingdom of Bavaria with 209,000 Austrian soldiers and 500 artillery pieces. A set of orders from Emperor Napoleon in Paris was transmitted poorly and misunderstood by Marshal Louis Alexander Berthier. By the time Napoleon arrived at the front on the 17th, his Franco-German army invited defeat in detail. On the morning of the 19th, Charles gained a position in which he might have severely punished Marshal Louis Davout's isolated Third Corps. Instead, Davout escaped defeat in the hard-fought Battle of Pugenhausen. On 20 April, the Austrian left wing was strung out on a 13-kilometer front behind the Ebens River from Mainburg in the south to Beiberg in the north. The left wing consisted of the V Army Corps under Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Archduke Louis of Austria, the V Army Corps led by Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Hiller, the small two Reserve Army Corps commanded by Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Michael von Kienmeyer, and a detachment from the Three Army Corps. In total, there were about 42,000 Austrians. Napoleon launched 55,000 troops at his enemies in the Battle of Ebensburg, inflicting 6,710 casualties, and forcing them to retreat. In command of the left wing since his arrival that morning, Hiller elected to continue withdrawing southeast toward Landshut, thus separating Hiller's three corps from Archduke Charles's main body near Regensburg. Napoleon beat Hiller again in the Battle of Landshut on 21 April, seizing a crossing over the Isar River and driving the Austrians farther to the southeast. Until 2:30 a.m. on 22 April, Napoleon mistakenly believed that Hiller's three corps represented the main Austrian army. When he realized his error, he sent most of his troops marching north to crush Archduke Charles. On 22 April, the Franco-Germans defeated Charles at the Battle of Eckmühl and forced him to withdraw through Regensburg to the north bank of the Danube. The following day, Napoleon instructed Bessières to pursue Hiller and placed him in charge of one reinforced cavalry division and two infantry divisions. The bulk of Hiller's force, numbering 27,000 to 28,000 troops, lay near Mühldorf and Neuötting on the Inn River at noon on 23 April. A 10,000-strong division under Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Franz Jelassic held Munich. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Dedovich's brigade from the IV Army Corps, which had been blockading Passau, was assigned to Hiller's command and moved to Braunau am Inn. Hiller noticed that the French pursuit had slackened on the 22nd and 23rd and decided to counterattack. a letter from Emperor Francis I urging him to help defend Archduke Charles's south flank strengthened the left-wing commander's resolve. Neither the Emperor nor Hitler realized that Charles had withdrawn to the north bank of the Danube. Battle. On the night of the 22nd of April, Napoleon instructed Bessieres to advance with Lieutenant General Karl Philipp von Wreder's Bavarian Division from the 7th Corps, General of Division Gabriel Jean-Joseph Molitor's French Infantry Division from the 4th Corps, and General of Brigade Jacob François Maroluz's 4th Corps Cavalry Division. The Emperor planned for the pursuit to cross the Inn and capture Braunau-am-Inn. On the 24th, Napoleon ordered Marshal François-Joseph Lefebvre, the commander of 7th Corps, to take the division of Lieutenant General the Crown Prince of Bavaria to recapture Munich from Jelissac. If necessary, he could call on Lieutenant General de Roy's Bavarian Division also. Bessieres, with Wreder's division, reached Neumarkt-Sankt Veit on the 22nd of April. From there he sent Maroluz to probe toward the Inn River. Late on the 23rd of April, Hitler recrossed the Inn at Mühldorf and ordered Jelissac to advance from Munich toward Landshut. That day, Maroluz's advance guard marched southeast toward the Inn. A short distance north of Mühldorf at the village of Erharting, the 3rd Chasseurs à Cheval Regiment collided with Hitler's advance elements. The French horsemen were quickly driven back on two supporting units, the 19th Chasseurs à Cheval and an infantry battalion. Maroluz pulled back in the direction of Neumarkt-Sankt Veit. On the morning of the 24th of April, Hitler advanced in 3 columns. His right column of 12 infantry battalions and 9 cavalry squadrons attacked Ried at 8 a.m. The Bavarian general held high ground to the southeast of Neumarkt with 10 battalions and 8 squadrons. On the far right, an advance guard under Joseph Radetzky von Radetz felt its way to the north toward Landau and Erizar. Hitler's center column struck Maroluz's position and drove the cavalry back. In addition to his own division, Maroluz had General of Brigade Charles Claude-Jacques Nott's light cavalry brigade from the 3rd Corps attached. In the face of Austrian assaults, Ried held his ground until noon. Seeing that the opposing flanking columns threatened to envelop his Bavarians, Bessieres ordered a retreat about 1 p.m. By this time, Molitor had arrived from Wilsberg and sent 2 regiments to cover Wreder's retreat while holding his other 2 regiments in reserve. Nevertheless, the Austrians continued to press the Bavarians hard and captured Neumarkt at about 3 p.m. Red soldiers suffered significant losses as they struggled across the Rot River. Once his enemies got across the Rot, which runs eastward into the Inn near Scharding, Hitler called off the battle. Bessieres conducted an orderly retreat to Wilsberg. Result: Francis-Lorraine Petre gives Austrian casualties as 776 killed and wounded, plus 122 captured. He writes that Ried lost 586 killed and wounded. Digby Smith lists 1,692 Bavarians killed and wounded, plus another 910 missing or captured. Smith notes that the Austrians lost 800 casualties. To Smith's total must be added Bessieres' reported losses of 200 among the cavalry. On the night of the 24th of April, Hitler got word of the defeat of Archduke Charles and immediately pulled back to Neuötting. Jelissac was unable to carry out his orders to threaten Landshut. He found out about Archduke Charles's defeat and evacuated Munich on the evening of the 23rd. When Jelissac got Hitler's orders of the 23rd, he tried to reoccupy Munich. Before he reached the Bavarian capital, he received new orders from Hitler instructing him to retreat to Salzburg. Eventually, General of Division Paul Grenier's corps from the Army of Italy crushed Jelissac's wandering division on the 25th of May at the Battle of St. Michael in Styria. When Napoleon received news of the Battle of Neumarkt, he sent Marshal John Lannes with a corps of 25,000 to support Bessieres. By this time Hitler was in full retreat to the east. The French Emperor directed André Masséna and the 4th Corps to take the road to Passau, while Bessieres and Lannes took a route farther south. The next major action was the Battle of Ebensburg on 3 May. Order of battle. Austrian forces returns from 20 March 1809. Less detachments left wing. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Johann von Hiller VI Army Corps. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Johann von Hiller Reserve Artillery. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Karl von Rouvroy 312 PDR Position Batteries, 6 PDR Position Battery Division. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Friedrich Hotolinski Brigade. General Major Otto Hohenfeld Klebeck IR No. 14, Jordis IR No. 59, 6 PDR Brigade Battery Brigade. General Major Nikolaus Weissenwolf Deutschmeister IR No. 4, Kirpen IR No. 49, 6 PDR Brigade Battery Artillery. 6 PDR Position Battery Division. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Franz Jelasik Brigade. General Major Konstantin Ettingshausen Esterhazy IR No. 32, Devarks IR No. 45, 6 PDR Brigade Battery Brigade. General Major Karl Dollmeyer von Provenchers Warresden-Kreutzer Grenz IR No. 5, 3 PDR Grenz Brigade Battery O'Reilly Chevrolet Direct No. 3, 6 PDR Cavalry Battery Artillery. 6 PDR Position Battery Light Division. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Karl von Vincent Brigade. General Major Joseph Hofmeister Benjovsky IR No. 31, Splenyi IR No. 51, 6 PDR Brigade Battery Brigade. General Major Armand von Nordmann Warresden Street. George Grenz IR No. 6, 3 PDR Grenz Brigade Battery Rosenberg Chevrolet Rect No. 6, Liechtenstein Hussars Rect No. 7, 6 PDR Cavalry Battery 4th, 5th, 6th Vienna Freiwilligers Battalions, V Army Corps. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Archduke Louis Reserve Artillery. Major Adam Pfefferkorn 212 PDR Position Batteries, 6 PDR Cavalry Battery Brigade, 3rd Corps. Kaiser IR No. 1, Lindenau IR No. 29, 6 PDR Brigade Battery Division. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Karl Friedrich von Lindenau Division. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Prince Heinrich XV of Roosplaaren Brigade. General Major Frederick Bianchi, Duke of Castellanza Duca IR No. 39, Gaile IR No. 60, 6 PDR Brigade Battery Brigade. General Major Franz Johann Schultz von Rothacker Bühli IR No. 58, 1st, 2nd, 3rd Vienna Freiwilligers Battalions Artillery. 6 PDR Position Battery Light Division. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Emanuel von Schustickherve Brigade. General Major Joseph Baron von Mesko de Felser-Kubany Broder Grenz IR No. 7, Cayenne Mayor Hussar Rect No. 8, 3 PDR Grenz Brigade Battery Brigade. General Major Joseph Radetzky von Radetz Gradiskane Grenz IR No. 8, Archduke Charles Ulands Rect No. 3, 6 PDR Cavalry Battery, 2 Reserve Army Corps. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Michael von Cayenne Mayor Brigade. General Major Joseph von Clary-Levin Air Dragoon Rect No. 4, Württemberg Dragoon Rect No. 3, 6 PDR Cavalry Battery Brigade. General Major Andreas Schneller. KIR equals Infantry Regiment. BNS equals Infantry Battalion. Squadron. SQNS equals Cavalry Squadron. BTYs equals Artillery Battery. Rect equals Regiment. 3 PDR, 6 PDR, 12 PDR equals 3, 6 and 12-pounder field guns. French Allied Forces returns from 16 April 1809 Provisional Corps. Marshal Jean-Baptiste Bessieres Cavalry Division, 4th Corps. General of Brigade Jacob François Maraluz 1st Brigade. Commander unknown 19th Chasseurs à Cheval Rect, 23rd Chasseurs à Cheval Rect 2nd Brigade. General of Brigade Bertrand Pierre Castex 3rd Chasseurs à Cheval Rect, 14th Chasseurs à Cheval Rect 3rd Brigade. Commander unknown Baden Light Dragoon Rect, Hesse Darmstadt Chevaulet Rect. Cavalry Brigade, 3rd Corps. General of Brigade Charles-Claude Jacques Not 1st Chasseurs à Cheval Rect, 2nd Chasseurs à Cheval Rect, 12th Chasseurs à Cheval Rect, 2nd Bavarian Division, 7th Corps. Lieutenant General Carl Philipp von Ried Brigade. General Major Minuzzi 6th La Roche-Libyenne, 3rd Prince Karl IR, 13th IR Brigade. General Major Beckers 6th Duke Wilhelm IR, 7th Lowenstein IR Cavalry Brigade. General Major Praising König Chevaulet Direct, Lining and Chevaulet Direct Artillery. 2-6 PDR Foot BTYs, 6 PDR Horse BTY. 3rd Division, 4th Corps. General of Division Gabriel Jean-Joseph Molitor Brigade. General of Brigade François-Joseph Leguy 2nd Line IR, 16th Line IR Brigade. General of Brigade Raymond Vives de la Prade 37th Line IR, 67th Line IR Artillery. 6 PDR Foot BTY.